I am the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking 5 tips to make you more money as a flat rate auto technician. So what are the 5 tips? First one, always check the manufactured recommended services for the vehicle's mileage of when you get it. If those services haven't been done, recommend them. Now, obvious stuff like cabin air filters and air filters, you got to check them. You can't just write on there, assume they haven't been done. Like a DSG service. Had one this week. Last 2 times it's been to the Volkswagen dealership. Didn't have a DSG service done. Was it recommended? I don't know. I recommended it. They approved it. I got some nice little gravy work. In case you don't know, DSG fluid is the automatically shifted manual transmission gear oil. It's recommended to be changed every 40,000 miles, so nice little gravy ticket, quick, easy, little money in the pocket. So, but make sure and check those. You know, manufacturer says at 120K, it needs a coolant service. It's 120K, hasn't been done yet. So make sure and check those service recommendations. Number 2, if you have it available, Carfax vehicle service history can give you a lot of information on what's been done to that vehicle. Like for instance, you can pull up and go, oh, well, it's had an oil change here, it's had an oil change there, it hasn't had a timing belt, and it's at 140,000 miles. Maybe I should look into that. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing how often you'll see that, where they've been going to a shop and they haven't recommended a timing belt. I had a customer that was coming to me for years, but she was coming to me after the timing belt interval had long since passed, and at some point somebody had put a aftermarket drive belt on it, so I had assumed she had the timing belt done. Well, it turns out, nope. So I wound up getting some gravy work I wasn't expecting because she realized she hadn't done her timing belt yet. So, but make sure and check Carfax if you can. A lot of good information in there if your shop has that information. Also, be sure to check shop history on that vehicle. You know, last time it was here, they might have declined a brake job that you didn't look at or some other work. So check your history. Number 3, check common issues. What I mean by that is, you know, you're working on a vehicle that has a tendency for the water pump to fail. Make sure and check that water pump on that vehicle. Make sure it's not leaking. If it's leaking, that's a potential breakdown. Not saying, you know, oh, well, it might fail soon, so get it done. I'm saying, you see it failing, see it leaking, see coolant crusties on the bottom of it, time to go ahead and recommend it. But there's lots of common failure issues out there. If you want to know the vehicles, I had one the other day, actually 2. Another technician was checking out a Volkswagen GTI. We were talking about the car because he'd never done a carbon clean on it, a walnut blast. And while I'm under the car, I look up and see the turbo regulating valve, whatever Volkswagen calls it, the valve that controls the turbo, leaking oil. Ka-ching. That's a failure waiting to happen. Easy thing to recommend for a customer. They have an item that's about to fail. All right, number 4. Diagnosis by pattern failure. Now this one, before anybody starts typing comments, do not go to Identifix. Look for the most common part thrown at a car and throw that part at the car. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying save time by when you have a check engine light and you've got a, you know, common issue, let's say a purge valve. Well, first thing I'm checking is that purge valve. If I know it's a common issue on that car, I'm going to it. I'm going to eliminate the most likely cause first before I move on to the rest of the car. I'm just using that as an example. Diagnose the car, but use your knowledge as an advantage to diagnose it quicker. After all, it's a pattern for a reason. Number 5, make every ticket count. A lot of guys will pull in a POS going, oh, they're not buying nothing, I'm wasting my time. Now, admittedly, if you're at $5-6 grand on a $2,000 car, yeah, chances are they're not buying that. Make sure and write up all the safety issues and the, gotta-dos. You never know. Maybe nobody else recommended that work and you might get it. I've had that happen many times. Pile of junk comes in, I'm like, oh, they're not buying anything, but, well, ball joint's about to separate, this is about to break, this is it, and they approved it? Really? Okay. Make sure, write those tickets up. You never know who's going to buy what. Every ticket counts. Make it count. Write it up for what it needs. Write it up for what you recommend in the future. See what sells. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. Make sure and hit that bell notification so you get notified when I put out a new video. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. Comments are always appreciated. And as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.